Hani, Sanvi, please turn on the video. Okay, and let me share screen. There's Ganpati Visarjan happening in my building, so probably it's a bit noisy. Plus, I'm also a bit under the weather today. So maybe, let's see how far we are able to go, but maybe it might be a shorter class today, but let's see. Okay. Homework 8. Navya, can you remind me which problem were we on last time? Did we discuss that base 16 wala question?
No.
Okay. Did we go through? I think I remember discussing what base 16 or base 3 or base 10, whatever that means, right? Yeah, I did discuss, right? Is everyone clear on this base wala concept, or does anyone need a recap?
Yes, I need a recap.
Okay, I'll do a quick recap. No problem there. Just want to make sure the recording is happening. 1 second. Was the recording stopped? Okay, right, yeah. Okay, all right. So we are all used to base 10. That's why we don't talk, right? Specifically about what base it is. So for example, if we have the number 763, right? So we are all wired for several years now to know that this stands for the units place. I'm putting the place above here in blue, right? So this stands for the units place. This stands for tens place, or rather 10 power 0, 10 power 1, 10 power 2, right? So the meaning of this number is 7 into 10 square plus 6 into 10 power 1 plus 3 into 10 power 0. This is why we have the hundreds place, tens place, and the units place. But why should 10 be given any special status, right? If you think about it, 10 is just any other number. So for example, if I want to go back to, let's say, base 6, right? Let's say there was a time when people had invented only digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's it, right? There's no concept of 6 at all, right? Just like in base 10, there are only digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. Those are the 10 digits. From 0 to 9 is total of 10 digits, which is why it's base 10. There are 10 symbols, right? 0 is that symbol, which denotes 0. 1 is a symbol. So think of them as symbols. So back in base 6, right, there are only 6 symbols to denote the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And then when someone needed a 6, they said it has to go to a second digit. And then they said 6 is nothing but 1, 0. Why 6, 1, 0? Because this would be read as, this is the sort of units place for 6. So this is 6 power 0. And this is 6 power 1. Right? So the value for 1, 0 is actually 6 power 1 multiplied by 1 plus 6 power 0 times 0. Is this clear? So by that logic, the number 258 is meaningless in base 6. The digit cannot be 6 or above. The digits have to be strictly less than 6. So 254 is a valid number in base 6. What does that mean? Can all of you work it out and tell me what is the decimal equivalent of 254? 54 in base 6 is what is the number in base 10? Can you guys tell me? Work it out. Yeah, anyone has an answer? Yeah, Navya, go ahead.
About 106.
106. Yeah, all of you agree? Yes.
Yeah, 106.
Right, so this is 6 square, this is 6 power 1, this is 6 power 0. So it's 2 into 6 square plus 5 into 6 power 1 plus 4 into 6 power 0. So that adds up to 72 plus 30 plus 4, which is 106 indeed. Now, why stop at base 10? Now, in the future, people could invent digits more than 9, right? So that's how the hexadecimal came up, right? The hexadecimal said, digits 0, 1, 2, 3, so on till 9. But let's not stop there. He has invented, people have invented a digit to denote what we know as 10, which is called A, P for 11, C, D, E, and F. F for 15. So F is 15. Okay, that's a maximum. So single digit numbers go from 0 to F. So we are able to count till 16 numbers using just one digit. When we need to go to the number 16, we needed to rely on a second digit. Just like in decimal, to reach the number 10, we needed to go for a second digit. So to reach 16, that's when the first introduction to a two-digit number in base 16. 10 stands for 10 in base 16 is nothing but our 16 in base 10. Does it make sense? Right? Okay, now, can you go ahead and convert this 106? So just like we converted base 6 to base 10, convert base 10 to base 16. What is 106 in base 16? Can you tell me? (106) in the conventional base 10 is what number in base 16? Yeah, Arya, you have an answer?
Is it 262?
262. Okay. Okay. First of all, one mistake straight away, right? If 106 in base 10, it should look like a smaller number in base 16. Correct? As the base becomes bigger, the actual digits represented for it will be smaller. So I'm looking at a number which is less than 106. Right? Does it make sense, Arya? But in fact, if you work it out, it'll be much bigger, right? This stands for 16 square. So even this 2 is already 256 times 2, which is 512, which is far more than the 106. Arab, do you have an answer?
Oh, so no, I'm getting an answer that's bigger than 106. So yeah, sorry, 254.
So keep trying, guys. Anyone else? Veer?
Still trying to figure it out. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. You don't have to apologize. Just
6A.
6A.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so how do we go about doing this? So 106, right? We are looking at the conventional 106 as we know it in base 10, right? If I don't put any base, it means it's base 10. Okay, just like in logarithms, if you don't put any base, it's log to the base 10, right? So in square roots, in roots, if you don't put any particular number, it's understood to be second root. Like that, there's always defaults for things. So if I don't put any base, it's understood to be base 10. Now, 106 in base 16. So I'll keep counting. First of all, is 106 bigger than 16? Yes. So I'll definitely need a two-digit number. Do I need to go for a three-digit number? 16 square is 256, right? Until I reach 256, I don't need a third digit. So 106 is less than 256. We definitely can do it just two digits. That's number one. Now, which means I don't have to go for 16 power 2. Let's count how many 16 power 1s we need to reach 106. We keep counting 16, 32, so on. 16 times 5 is 80. 16 times 6 is 96. 16 times 7 is exceeding 106, right? 112, right? It is 112. So 96 is our stop when we have reached very close to 106. And then what is the balance? 10 more. Now we just have to represent this in base 16. So this stands for, so this is 10 with a, I should put 16 power 0 times 10. In the units place, we have 10. In the 16th place, I'm not saying 10th place, I'm saying 16th place, I have 6. So the number is 6, and whatever is called as 10 is A, as we just saw. So 6A is the number. Well done, Navya. Does it make sense to everyone? Suhani, are you on board?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense, right? Okay, cool. Now, with that, Drishit, you're all clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Everyone clear? Sanvi, Veer, everyone? All okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now look at this problem. I'll erase all of this and make space. Okay, actually, why erase? I'll just paste it again. It's too much to erase. Okay, so now, has anyone done this question, guys? We were able to do this one. Or probably because you guys didn't have a solid understanding of the base, probably not many have done.
Yeah, I wasn't able to figure out the hexadecimal sum.
Okay, no worries. Navya, were you able to get it?
Yeah, so I last time I didn't really know about it, so I searched up what 1000 is in hexadecimal with base 16. So after that I solved it.
Okay. What did you end up getting, Navya?
I got E.
E. Okay, all right. Okay, let's check. Okay, so what is he saying? Among the first 1000 positive integers, which means 1, 2, 3, so on till 1000. Okay, there are n numbers whose hexadecimals contain only numeric digits. I don't need to go to A, B, C, D. Just with 0, 1, 2, 3, so on till 9, I'm able to represent such a number. For example, a number like 139, right? 139 is not actually 139. It's actually 139 to the base 16, which is 16 square into 1 plus 16 power 1 into 3 plus 16 power 0 into 9. That number would be counted, whereas a number like 200A3 will not be counted, or 2B3, let's say, right? Just for some variation. 2B3 will not be counted because I'm relying on B here, right? So he wants to count only this. But let's first understand where are we overall, right? Where is 1000? Let's start counting. 16 square is 256, right? This is 16 square into 1. So 16 square into 2, 16 square into 3, and then 16 square into 4, right? Let's see how many we have, right? So this is 512, this is 768, and this is 1024. So 1024 will be 16 square into 4, which means this number will be represented as 400 in base 16. The number the decimal number 1024 that we know will be represented as 400. Okay, all of us okay on this so far? So any number that's starting with either in base 16, any number that's starting with 3, 2, and 1 as well as 0, okay, will definitely fall below this 400, right? So, and 0, 1, 2, 3, so on till, so if I have the first digit, or rather the, okay, let me just call this, I don't want to call it hundreds digit because it's not 100, right? So this is the units digit, this is the 16th digit, this is the 256th digit, right? The 256 digit, as long as it's either 0, 1, 2, or 3, then the 16th digit can be anything from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? For it to be numerically less than, the 400 or the 1024. Likewise, this digit can also be all the way till F, right? Does it make sense? But we want only those numbers which are using only digits, which means what? We have 4 choices here. It can be 0, 1, 2, or 3. We have 10 choices here because the second digit, or rather the 16th digit, can be 0, 1. Just 1 second. My parent is calling me. I just have to tell I'm in class. Okay. Sorry, where was I? Okay, so the 16th digit can be anything from 0, 1, 2, 3, so on till 9, which is 10 digits. The next one can be any one of the 10 digits. So we have 4 into 10 into 10, which are 400 numbers possible, right? Which are numerically less than 400, right? But 400 is 1024. Okay, so 1024 is still a few numbers after 1000, right? But if you look at the numbers before 400, those numbers will definitely contain letters. For example, the one before this will be 3FF. FF is like your 99, right? Before that will be 3FE. Before that will be 3FD, right? And so on. And it'll take some 16 numbers for the F to move to E. So we can be rest assured, the number 1000 in decimal 10 will definitely have some E or D in it. Problem there at all. So we only have to worry about, we might as well count as if the problem is still 1024. Does it make sense? So we have 400 numbers, but the only one catch is you're only looking at positive integers. We should not count 000. 000 is ruled out because that's a valid number, which is 0, but he's counting only positive integers. Therefore, there are 399 numbers. And then what is the sum of the digits in 399? He didn't give the choices as the actual number itself, because if he did, people can guess, which is why he's saying, tell me the sum of the digits. So unless you actually solve the problem, you won't be able to do it. Okay, so well done, Navya. Is this what you did pretty much, Navya?
Yeah, sir, but I didn't take 1024. I just actually did thousands hexadecimal.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Maybe it would have taken a little bit more time for you to figure out. Saying 1000 also required A, B, C, D and all that.
I searched that up on the internet.
Okay, that's fine. Does this make sense to everyone, guys? All of you okay on this? Drishit, are you with me completely?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Or all okay? Veer, Suhani, Sanvi?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go for the next question, which I think we left 3 questions. We discussed that 8 times 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 that we discussed last time. Question 7 we discussed. We also discussed the area and the perimeter wala question A plus B. All of you hope you have the question paper 8 in front of you, right? Okay. We have to discuss the cat and the dog wala question. So let's do that. Okay. Okay. Have you guys all tried this question? Cat and dog. Okay. Navya is saying yes. What about others? Sanvi, were you able to try this?
I tried it, sir, but I didn't get an answer.
Okay. No problem if you don't get it. But
yeah, I tried doing the question.
Okay, that's perfectly fine, guys. Okay. The attempt is what I value, right? If you don't get it, if you don't get a single problem, that's also fine. But I want you guys to have thought through all of these problems. Only then there is value. Okay. I'll go around and ask a few more guys. Drishit, did you try this?
So I wasn't able to do it. I have exams. So
Okay. You weren't able to try it. You had exams. Okay. All right. Suhani, what about you?
Yeah, like I read through it a couple of times, but I got quite confused with like how to start it.
Okay. All right. Navya, what did you end up getting?
My final answer was D, but then I used like a really long approach, and then I ended up doing trial and error.
Okay. D is your answer. Okay, fine. Let's discuss. Okay. All of us have read the question, right? So there's a cat and a dog. Okay. So the cat will go 2 steps at a time and with a jump. So in the last step, it can either go 1 or 2, right? Just like how we all climb as well, right? Let's say each of us can climb, and let's say the dog goes 5 steps at a time, but at the end, it might need only maybe 3 steps. It can take that small jump at the end. It might end up consuming exactly, the last one also could be exactly 5 if the number of steps turns out to be a multiple of 5. Okay, all of us clear on this one? Okay, now, so what is he asking? What is this? So obviously the dog takes fewer steps or jumps or whatever you call, right? The dog, okay, let's call the dog takes T jumps. Okay. What is he calling? Jumps, right? Jumps. And the cat takes what steps, whatever, right? The cat takes C of them. I don't care whether it's jumps or what is he calling? Jump or other one? Steps with each jump. Oh, he's calling same as jump only, right? 5 steps with each jump. Okay. Right. So we know that the cat requires more jumps. Dash takes 19 fewer jumps than this. So D is C minus 19. Okay. For example, I'm just saying, for example, maybe the dog took 12 jumps, whereas the cat took 31 jumps, for example. I'm just saying, just an example. Okay. So that's why I'll just erase this so that you don't get biased by any such answer. Okay, so D equal to C minus 19. Now what's happening? Let's say the total number of steps is S. Okay. Now The dog has taken D jumps. Okay. In each of those jumps, he has covered 5 steps except the last one. So definitely 5 times D minus 1 for sure. And in the last step, he could have either taken 1 more steps, 2 steps, 3 more steps, 4 more steps, or 5 more steps. Are you guys with me with this notation? I'm being very rough. It's not very mathematical. But as long as the understanding is clear, I'm fine. Is this clear what I'm saying here? Arya? Okay, cool. Now, let's come to the cat, right? The cat is also doing similar. It's taking C minus 1 full jumps with its caliber, which is only 2 steps at a time. And in the last jump, it will either go 1 or go 2. Okay, but the S in both cases are both same. It's the same S. Okay, all of us with me. Okay. Okay, now let's subtract these two. Let's subtract these two. We subtract these two. How do I subtract? S minus S is easy, 0. Okay, and let's replace C with C with D. C is what? C is D plus 19, right? So let me just call this. I'll erase this and say C is nothing but D plus 19. So it is D plus 19 minus 1. So I'll just say D plus 18 here. Okay, all of us okay on this, right? D plus 19 minus that 1 that we had, D plus 18. Now let's subtract. Let's do which one? Let's do the first one minus the second one. So 5D minus 2D, that's 3D. Okay. Negative 5 and negative 36. Negative 5 minus positive 36, which is negative 41. Okay. Now here comes a bit of a challenge, right? Plus, okay, so I'll just call this group as A, right? And this group as B or something. Okay, so when you are subtracting, we have a minus B and we have a plus A, right? So A is some number in the group A and B is some number in group B. Are all of us clear so far? Okay, I want to go. If anything is not clear, please stop me right away, right? Because it's only going to get a little more complicated. Not difficult, but if you lose it, then again I have to go back, right? Anyone, please stop me right away.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, Navya, you're saying?
What exactly is S?
S is the number of steps. Oh, he's using S here for, okay, it's not this S. Okay, I'll just say N, just so that it's not confusing. N is the total number of steps.
And also, why have you done D minus 1?
Because here D minus 1, because in total it took D jumps, right? D minus 1 full jumps of 5. And then the last one could either be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It might have been a full jump of 5. It might have been just a small jump of 1 for the last one.
Oh, God.
Makes sense? Thanks for
Wait.
asking. Yes.
You know, for the sets like A and B, could you not just take like 3, 4, and 5 if you subtract it?
No, because we don't know which element in A and which element in B, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? When I say A here, I mean some number from set A and some number from set B.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Navya, you had a question? Yeah.
Like, you can just still do 5D plus 0 to 4 for like the first part, and then 2C plus like 0 to 2 in the second part.
Yeah. So yes, the numbers can be manipulated anyway, but in concept, this is clear, right? So far?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'll just say C3D here. So 3D. Okay, let's get the minus 41 to this side. So 41 minus A. I'll just continue with a neutral color so that you guys are not biased with a particular color. So otherwise, it's difficult for me to change color every time. So it's 41 minus A plus B is 3D. Okay, just hang with me just for a second and it'll be clear, right? Now, what is A? What A, or rather, let me write 41 plus B minus A. Okay, it's same thing. So which is nothing but 41 plus some number in 1 and 2 minus some number in 1, 4, and 5. That is your 3D. Okay. Now, let's see what is the maximum and minimum possible for this difference. On one hand, this could be as small as 1 minus 5. That's the minimum, right? 41 plus 1 minus 5. That's the extremes, right? So it can be as small as 37, right? And as large as how much? It can be 2 here and 1 here. So it's 41 plus 2 minus 1, which is 42. So it can be any number in that range 37. You can easily see that any other number is possible in this range. I'll just make space and write all of it, right? So it can be either 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, or 42. The key is arriving at the extremes. Every other number in between is possible. I'll pause here again once more. Is this clear? Arya, Arav, you're with me? Sanvi, you're with me? Did we lose someone? I think there were more people initially. I thought there was one more person initially. Drishit, are you there? Drishit is there. Veer is there. Who did we lose? Thought there's someone. Sanvi is also there. Okay, I don't know. All right, sounds good. So this is 3D, right? This is 3D. Now, 3D is what? A multiple of 3. So that helps us, right? There are only 2 possibilities in this list, which are multiples of 3. Either 39 or 42. Right? 39 or 42. Okay. Which means what? Right? Okay, what is 39? It's 41. So this is what is 39? We arrived at 39 by doing 41 minus 2. Correct? This is that 41. Okay. And eventually this entire number, if this entire number has to be 39, it's 41 minus 2. And similarly, what is this 42? This is 41 plus 1. Okay. Now let's break down how can we arrive at a minus 2 using this combination of A and B. It could be 41 plus 1 minus 3, or it could be 41 plus 2 minus 4. Correct? In other words, from the set B, I've picked 1 and set A, I've picked 3. Or in set B, I've picked 2 and set A, I've picked 4. That's what it means. So, Ani, are you with me? Your video is off. I'm not sure if you're following along.
Oh yeah, 1 second. I just want to get
Okay.
something.
But you're following along, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And in 41 plus 1, same thing. How did we arrive at the 41 plus 1? The plus 1 could have only been 2 minus 1. There is no other possibility, right? The plus 1 could have only come from 2 minus 1. Are all of you clear on this? Arav, you're with me? Okay, it's a difficult problem, let's admit it. But the reason we practice with difficult problems is, even if you are not able to get this level of difficulty, at least a notch less than this will be able to attack in the exam, right? Right. Whenever we aim for 150, you'll at least end up getting 130. I'm just randomly saying some number. You get the idea, right? So if we aim for 130, we'll end up only getting 110, right? Now, what is this now? We just have to translate this to what is the number of steps, right? We should not lose track of that, right? The number of steps. So, okay, so this was 3D, right? So what was D in this case? So let's split into 2 different cases, right? 39 and 42. So D is 13 in this case. 3D is 39, which means D is 13, or D equal to 14 in this case. Okay, D is 13, and then there are 2 possibilities, right? I'll just say possibility. How should I'll just call it P and Q, right? I don't want to use A, B because they're already there. And let's say I don't know, man. What should I call this? Okay, I'll just call 2 bullets. Okay, so this is 1 bullet and this is another bullet. Okay, so the first bullet was when I took 1 from set B and 3 from set A. Right? Let's focus on set A, which is set A is which one? The dog, right? The bigger one. Set A is dog. So the dog took 13 steps and 13 full steps and a small step of 3. Where am I arriving at the 3? The 3 is here. So 13 into 5. Sorry. D is 13. I'm sorry. So it took 12 full steps, right? So 5 each time it's jumping 5, 5, 5. 12 full steps, and in the last jump, 12 full jumps. I don't know what I said. 12 full jumps, each of them with 5 steps, and in the last jump, it's only traveling 3. Right? That's 63. You guys with me? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, could you explain again how you got 13 as like D?
Because 3D had only 2 possibilities, either 39 or 42. So I'm doing it in 2 parts. If 3D is 39, D is 13. What does D equal to 13 mean? The dog took 13 jumps, which means 12 full jumps and some extra. How much extra? This is telling you how much extra. The extra was 3, which is why we ended up getting subtracting 3, right? In all that A and B set, right? So we ended up getting 63 as a possible answer for number of steps. Okay, let's just verify it. Would the dog also, the cat also would have reached the same thing? We know that if D is 13, you know, C is 19 more than that, right? Which is 32, right? So which means the cat took 31 full jumps and then it took one more, and that confirms that's the one that we are talking about here. That's also same 63. 62 plus 1 is 63. Does it make sense? Okay, so this is one possibility for D equal to 13. But for D equal to 13, there's one more possibility, right? What is the other possibility? We said the dog will take, again, of the 13 jumps, 12 full jumps, and then a jump of 4, right? So which of 64. Similarly, the cat in this case would have done 2 into 31 plus 2, which means the last jump for the cat was actually a full jump. So effectively, it took 32 full jumps to reach 64. But we don't know before solving whether it will be a full jump or not, which is why we had to.
How are you finding how much the cat is jumping?
Why are we finding?
No, how are you doing that? I didn't understand that part.
Okay, same as before, right? So 2 is each jump. The number of jumps is C minus 1 full jumps plus a balance, right? And the balance in this case was this number 2. Clear or not clear?
Yeah, I got it.
Sure, right? All of you? Yeah, all of you good on this? Sanvi, did I lose you or you're okay?
I got it, sir.
Got it, no? Okay, cool. Okay, so 63 is a possibility. 64 also, I don't have to work it out ways, but just for verification, now that we have the luxury of time and verifying both. In an exam situation, you'll just verify once and then you leave it. You'll trust that should be fine, right? Now, let's go to D equal to 14. Same thing. D equal to 14 means what? We are arriving at 42. The 42 is arrived as 41 plus 2 minus 1, right? Which means from set A, this is plus B and this is minus A, right? From set A, it's 1 and from set B is 2. So 13 full jumps, because total of 14 jumps for the dog. So 13 full jumps. And then the last one was a 1 for the dog. So that is 66. Let's verify again for a cat. The cat would have taken, C would be 14 plus 19, which is 33. The cat would have taken 32 full jumps plus a jump of 2, right? That is also 66. In this case, the cat took 33 full jumps here also, right? Because this 2 is also a full jump only as far as the cat is concerned. Does it make sense? So the only possibilities are 63, 64, and 66. And he's asking what is the number of digits or something, right? What is the sum of the digits? Okay, let's denote the sum of all possible number of steps. What is the sum of the digits of S? He didn't say what is the actual number because people can guess looking at the answers maybe, right? That's why you find out the sum. How much is this? 66 plus 64 is 130 plus 63 is 193. If he actually gives 193, people can just do some little bit of juggling and figure it out. Which is why he's hashing the problem and saying, find the sum of the digits, which is 13 in this case, which is exactly what Navya also got. Excellent one, Navya. Navya, can you share what you did? How different was it?
So mine, I just did trial and error. Like I took.
But how much trial and error? Where to start from for trial and error?
I found the minimum number of steps using like a lot of calculation, which I'm not sure what I did now.
Okay.
57 minimum steps. So then I just built on from 57, 58, and then so on till I got like 68. And then till then I reached like above 20. But I was like, you need only 19, right? So then I just got 63, 64, and 66.
Okay. Exactly the same numbers as we got here. 63, 64, and 66. Okay, but is this clear to everyone? Veer, you're completely with me on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Even if you're not, all of you guys, please go through the recording. The recording is serving a purpose, right? When you go through a second time, things will get more clear, right? Will get clearer. So there's a reason why I'm sending the recording, not just for the absentees. Even for the attendees, go through a second row. Okay, so that was this question. And then we had one last question on a quadratic. The zeros of this function are okay. By the way, a function does not have roots or zeros, but what he loosely means is an equation. If you set it equal to 0, that will have some roots or zeros. Roots and zeros are, by the way, synonymous. When people say zeros, it means roots. An equation has roots. A function does not have roots, but people use it loosely. When they say a function has roots, it means when you set the function value equal to 0, what are those roots? That's what they mean, right? We have been through this concept earlier too. Okay, now this is the function. Now, the zeros of this function are integers. What is the sum of possible values for a? Okay. Anyone on this? Did anyone try this and get something somewhere?
So I tried it. I used a discriminant for this, and I got 16, but I did some solving, which it took me like more than 30 minutes to do this.
Okay. I'm very happy that you took 30 minutes and had the patience to do it. Fantastic. Whether 16 is right or wrong, I don't care. But I really appreciate the patience and the grit you showed in trying this for 30 minutes. Okay, well done, Arav, for the effort. And I'll be very happy if the answer is also 16. We'll work it out. I don't remember. We'll work it out now. Anyone else?
So I tried and got the discriminant as well, but I wasn't sure how to like proceed from there.
Okay. All right. Drishit, you had exams, you said. Arya, Sanvi, Veer. Okay. So what are the roots here? Minus b, which is a, plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac whole upon 2. In this case, unfortunately, he has given a, right? He might have as well given p or something, right? So x square. Oh, anyway, he's given. We cannot do anything. But in the quadratic, we know minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a. That much you guys should remember. And then that translates to this. These are the roots, correct? Now, he wants this to be an integer, right? So what is the sum of all possible values for a, right? So if this has to be an integer, right, a square minus 8a should be sort of a perfect square, right? Only then you can add with a and then divide by 2, that will give an integer. Okay. Technically, you could argue that why does a square minus 8a have to be, I mean, it should be a perfect square, that's for sure. But what if it's a fraction? And then when you add it to a, that's another fraction. And together it becomes an integer. That argument is still there. He didn't say a is an integer. But for now, just go with the flow that let's say a is an integer. And we can later see why a cannot not be an integer. Okay. All right. So what is this? A plus or minus square root of, always completing the square will come in handy. Someone left. I don't know who left right now. Drishit, I think. Okay. All right. Let's complete the square. A square minus 8a. How do I complete the square? I'll add plus 16 and minus 16. Completing the square, all of you know, right? The trick. All of you okay with completing square? Suhani, you're okay with completing squares?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a minus 4 whole square minus 16 whole upon 2. Okay. Now, we want a minus 4 whole square minus 16 to be a perfect square so that we can take a root. It becomes a rational number. First of all, it has to be rational. Then only we can talk about integers, right? So, right. So let's list out all the perfect squares for a second, starting with 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. Let's go on for a little bit more. You'll see why. 36, 49, 64, 81. Okay, that's enough. Okay. Now, a minus 4 is a perfect square. 16 is just a number. It just happens to be a perfect square as well as part of completing the square. We need a perfect square minus 16 should be another perfect square. I'll repeat again. A minus 4 whole square. Let's think of it as some number, p square. And let's say 16 is just a number. 16 is just a number. We want the difference between p square and 16 to be q square, which means in the sequence of perfect squares, we are looking for pairs of numbers that are 16 apart. Are we clear? Or should I repeat? All of you clear?
Wait, can you repeat that again?
Okay. So think of a minus 4 as p, right? So p square, which is a perfect square, minus 16. We want that quantity to be a perfect square so that we can take a root and get a rational number. Yes, Suhani? right? Which means we need two perfect squares that are a distance of 16 apart. Okay, let's see, are we able to find 0? Let's see, 0 and 16 is the obvious one. Okay, 25 and 9, right? Let's start going further and see whether when we subtract 16, are we able to land in a perfect square. 36 minus 16 does not land in a perfect square. 49 minus 16 also does not. 64 minus 16 lands in 48, which is not a perfect square. 81 minus 16 is already bigger than the previous perfect square. 81 minus 16 is 65 already. So beyond this, we don't even have to search, because 100 minus 16 will be more than 81, right? It's more than even the previous perfect square by 16. Then why do we have to even search further? Does it make sense? Okay, so the only possibilities are, right? So we are, what is the number we are talking about? So which means a minus 4 whole square could either be 16, so that when you subtract 16, you get 0, which is a perfect square, or a minus 4 whole square could be 25. When you subtract 16, you can get 9, which is a perfect square. So which means a minus 4 is either plus or minus 4, which means a is either plus 8 or 0, or a minus 4 be plus or minus 5, which means a is, when you bring the 4 to the other side, it's 5 plus 4, or rather, okay, all right, 4 plus or minus 5, 9 or minus 1. Okay, so the possible values for a are only these: 8, 0, 9, and minus 1. Okay, and then what is he saying? What is the sum of all of these values? Yeah, 9 plus 8, 17, minus 1, 16 indeed. Makes sense. Well done, Arav. Is this what you pretty much did, but you took longer?
Yes, I figured out that it has to be equal to a perfect square, and with that, I went ahead and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take just one example just to convince ourselves that it worked. Let's take some negative number, right? So let's say a minus 4 was minus 5. That should have worked, right? Let's take some, right? So which means a should have been minus 1, should have worked. Let's check if a equal to minus 1 would have worked. So if a is minus 1, this would have been x square plus x minus 2 equal to 0. The roots of this quadratic would be minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a, which is minus 1 plus or minus 3 upon 2a, which is indeed, yeah, we can see, right? It's integers. We can clearly see both are even. I don't care the value, but okay, minus 2 and plus 1, whatever it is, integers. That's all we care, right? So we verified that one example works. Does it make sense, guys? Again, one of the harder questions. Yeah, all of you good on this? Okay. Veer, you're following along? Sanvi?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the geometry homework. Homework 9. This is homework 8. Let's go to homework 9. Can you all bring up homework 9? A smaller version of this. Okay. Sorry, let me just make it. It was too small. I think. Okay, fine. I'll leave it at this size itself. It's okay. All right. Anyone? What's the?
I got 56.
56. Okay, go ahead, Suhani. How did you get 56? Oh, yeah, and actually, no, before that, the few other hands also, right? Who else? Navia, you said you got something. What's that? You got 56 as well. Okay. Veer?
56 as well.
Okay, Veer, can you, okay, actually, Suhani started. Suhani, can you explain why 56?
So because like A, B, and AC are both 28.
Okay, so this is 28 and this is 28, the entire stretch. Okay.
Yeah, but then also because I think they're all similar triangles, I think that AD and AE would also be 28
AD and AE.
because like they share that one side, and then because it's like it's isosceles, so it would be the same.
Sorry,
Like AD plus AE.
say that again. The entire AB is 28. Okay, and then what is 28 again? AB and AC are 28. That's given. What else?
And then AD and AE. So AD plus AE.
AD plus AE.
DE, sorry.
AD plus DE. Okay.
Yeah. Because those two are like the same because it's isosceles, I think. So then like you just times
Yeah.
that by 2 because the perimeter would just be 28 times 2.
Exactly. So let's call this whatever, right? If this is X, this is 28 minus X. And as you rightly said, this is isosceles, this is also X. And therefore, and this is just a simple parallelogram with 28 minus X, X and X, all right? So therefore it's 56 indeed, right? Also another way is, right? He didn't give any information. I'll just erase this for a second, right? He didn't give any information about where E is placed, right? So technically, it could have been a parallelogram, which is something like this, right? Right? And then this could have been something like this, right? So the answer somewhat is independent of, because he's asking this question, right? The answer should be independent of where the location of E is. Are you guys with me? What I'm trying to say here, right? He has not given any information on where E is, right? E could have been further down here somewhere, right? E could have been further down here somewhere. And moving it even further, it could literally be at C, which means the parallelogram has collapsed to just AC. So there are two opposite sides, which are both AC and AC, and two opposite sides, which are 0 and 0, which is also 56. Again, just another way of thinking, but whatever Suhani called out, that's the easiest way. I don't want you guys to over confuse, but if you're able to appreciate different ways of, right, looking at a problem, look, the position of E was not even relevant here, right? So E could have been to the left or right, or even as close to C as possible, or literally at C. Does it make sense? Okay, well done. That was first question, for an easy question for a change. Next one. A solid cube of side 1 is removed from each corner of a solid cube of side length 3. How many edges? Yeah, Veer, go ahead.
Yeah. So I got 84, and that's
84.
because I drew the cube and I said that every removal of one cube adds 9 edges, therefore adding to the initial number of edges, therefore 12 plus 9 times 8 is equal to 84.
Wonderful. Yes, correct. Did anyone else have a different opinion? I mean, a different way of solving this? I saw a few other hands going up. Were all of you guys in concur? We're concurring on 84? Yeah, Navya says yes. What about others? Arav? Did you try this?
So yes, I think I also got 84. I'm just trying to find this.
Okay, all right. Let's simply draw, for people who didn't get it, I'll just draw a simple cube like this. Sometimes it doesn't align perfectly, so it becomes difficult. Just going to draw. Okay. Okay. Anyway, the focus is on just one small part, right? Okay. So let's say in this small portion, you're canning off a small cube here. Let me just erase this. Okay. So I'll just hand draw. That's easier actually. So this one small piece comes off. Okay. I'll erase this portion here. Okay. So you're scraping off this portion here. And you're doing the same at each of the 8 corners of the cube. Okay. So what Veer was telling us, the initial blue edges are anyway going to remain. Let's see how many additional edges we are introducing. So the number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 additional edges introduced in each corner of the cube. And the cube has top may 4, bottom may 4, 8 corners. That's 72 new ones, in addition to the 12 original ones that were there anyway, right? So it's total of 84 indeed. Okay. Let me ask another question on this. What is the nothing to do with the same picture is same. What is the total surface area of this new object? You have removed the small cubes. Those 8 small cubes marked in red are removed. Now this remaining piece, what is the total surface area? Can you guys work it out and let me know? Yes, Navya.
Is it 30?
Why 30?
So the initial surface area is 54.
Yeah.
And you take like three faces are visible, right? So each of them is of side 1. So the total like surface area of that one particular cube is 3, and there are 8 of those. So you get 8 into 3 is 24. So you subtract that from 54.
Volume works that way. If you have a big volume and then if you remove some volume, the main difference becomes the volume. But surface area, forget about this problem. Let's think of a simple problem, right? Let's say you have a sphere. Let's cut it into 2 halves, right? Doesn't the total surface area actually increase now? Because you have exposed some new area, right? Do you agree?
I got
Yeah. Can you guys try more? It's actually quite easy if you think about it. Yeah, Arya.
Is it just 54?
Why is it 54?
So, because when you look at it from the side, the area is still the same.
Exactly. Yes. It's difficult to put it in words, but all of you have to feel what he's saying is this new portion got exposed, right? But that was anyway there. Earlier it was there here. That's all. It's just shifted inside. Similarly, this portion has got exposed, but that was anyway there. It was actually out at the front here. That's it. Similarly, the same thing with the top portion. So each of the 3 small squares that are now exposed were there earlier, but up and right into the front. So effectively, it's as if the entire cube remained in terms of surface area. Does this make sense, guys? Navya, you with me? Well done. Very well explained, Arya. Okay. Veer, does it make sense?
Yeah.
All of you, Sanvi? Sanvi, I hardly see you, beta. Your this thing. Earlier, I used to see your head as a tangent. Okay, now I can barely see even that. Lower your camera a little bit more. Okay. Yeah. I have this problem with Veer as well. Veer also, I cannot see your full face. Okay. The others, it's okay. Cool. That was question 2. Question 3. Two sides of a triangle have length 10 and 15. The length of the altitude to the third side is the average of the lengths of the altitudes of the other 2 sides, of the 2 given sides. How long is the third side? Okay. Arya's hand is up, but I want some new answers other than Arya and Navya, who've been answering most of the questions. Anyone else? Sanvi, did you try this? Arav, what about you? Suhani, why is your video off?
Sir, I got 12.
You got 12. Okay, Sanvi, can you explain how you got 12?
Yeah, so
I'll just draw.
the average is
I'll just draw a triangle. Okay. So,
okay.
so let's say this is 10. Let's say, and this is 15. Okay, go on.
Okay, so from what I did, that the average of two altitudes, the ones which I took,
Mhm.
is between the length of the two. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, fine. But you're confident of your answer. 12.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. What about you, Navya and Arya? What did you guys get?
Yeah, I got 12 too.
12
I
as
got
well?
12.
Okay, all right. Okay, fine, no problem, Tanvi. Okay, let's go. Right, so this is 12, 5, and 15, right? So let's say this altitude. Okay, let's call these altitudes by some number, by some names, right? So the one originating from A, okay, the altitude originating from A, I'll just call it P. The altitude originating from B, I'll call it Q. And the altitude originating from C, generally small letters are used for any side legs, right? And we know that opposite sides to vertices are represented. So this is small a, this is small b, this is small c. That's the convention, okay? Stick with that convention. Now, what is he saying? So the altitude to the third side, which is what? P. P is the average of Q and R, right? P is the average of Q and R. Okay. Now, how do we relate all of these? The areas are anyway same, right? The areas will be same, right? The area of the triangle is half into A into P. It's also half into B into Q. It's also half into C into R, right? So all the three areas are same, right? And therefore, we can make a relation, right? So in this case, I can just cut off the half and half and half, right? So half, half, and half I can cut off, right? So A into P, so A into P equal to B, which is 15 into Q equals 10 into R, okay? So by this, we can arrive at a ratio between the altitudes, right? So Q is to R, so Q is to R is what? 2 is to 3, right? So because 15Q should match 10R, therefore Q is to R is 2 is to 3, which means, okay, let's call it, let's call it two parts, right? Let's say Q is, I don't know, 2H, and this is 3H. Q is 2H, and R is 3H. That means the P, which is exactly in between, will be 2.5H. So this is effectively, I'll just replace these numbers with, instead of, okay, A is what? A is just A. So A into 2.5H equal to 15 into Q, which is 2H, equal to 10 into R, which is 3H. So 30H here, 30H here. If this also has to be 30H, this A has to be 12. Yeah, well done. But pretty much same thing as what you did, Sanvi, right? I mean, you would have, the algebra might have been slightly different here and there, but you would have essentially done the same thing, right? Let me know
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's this only.
Okay, cool. Suhani, I don't see you. Are you around still?
Oh, hi. I just went back because my net got disconnected. So I'm trying to keep my camera off because I can't
Okay.
hear you when it's on.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Okay, all right. I'm back. Makes sense, right? Whoever didn't do this is clear. Whoever didn't get this. Veer, did you get this as well? Drishit, you didn't try. Okay. Veer, you got this?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, got this as in now or even earlier?
Oh no, I got this from before.
Before. Okay, cool. Nice. Question 4. Okay. Triangle with vertices 6, 5. Okay. Let me just move this to plain. Okay. So that I can. Okay. So the 3 points given, and then it's reflected about x equal to 8 is a vertical line, right? Parallel to the y-axis. To create a second triangle, what is the area of the union of the two triangles? Okay, that's the question. Any answers, guys? Okay, Navya is saying no. Arav, what about you? Arya? Sanvi?
So no.
Okay. Actually, it's not that difficult a question. If you guys did the previous one, this is definitely easier than this actually, right? So let's draw a diagram. So x-axis, y-axis. Okay. And then there is a line with x equal to 8, which is going to be the reflection line. So let me just draw x equal to 8 here. It's a vertical line. Okay. And let's mark off all of these points. So this is 8, right? So roughly this is halfway, which is 4. So roughly to scale, I don't have to have a super precise diagram. So one of the points is conveniently on the reflection axis itself, 8, -3. Other point is 6, 5. So 6, 5 would be roughly around here. Very roughly, I don't have to be super precise. This is 6, 5. This is 8, -3. And then the other one is 9, 1. So 9 is closer to this, 9, 1. It's here, 9, 1. Okay, so let me just connect all three. So I get a triangle. So this, and then this. Okay, and now this triangle is getting reflected, okay, about this vertical axis, right? So let me just draw in a different color. So this will go 6, 5. So 6 is 2 units apart here, right? So it's apart on that side. So this will become 10, 5. Right? This will become 10, 5. I'll just mark it for now, 10, 5. This point will remain 8, -3 will remain 8, -3. 9, 1 is 1 unit to the right of the reflection line. Therefore, we have to go 1 unit to the left. Okay, so let's say, in fact, this will fall. For now, I'm just saying, okay, it's 7. Okay. But what about the y coordinate? So 7, 1. I don't know whether 7, 1, but let's see whether it falls within or outside of this. Okay. So, sorry guys, let me just, I don't want to over confuse you. So the point is, we have 6, 5 somewhere here. We have 8, -3 somewhere here. We have 7, 1 somewhere here. Let's see whether this 7, 1 will fall to the right of the blue line or left of the blue line or on the blue line. Going from 6, 5 to 7, 1 is how much? You're traveling right by 1 and down by 4. Here also you're traveling right by 1 and down by 4. Therefore, the 7, 1 will actually fall on this triangle itself. 7, 1 will be, because the slope is the same. Are you guys with me on this one? The slope from 6, 5 to 7, 1 is the same as 7, 1 to 8, -3. Okay, so in a way, it makes our problem easier. So this new triangle will look like this. So exactly, this will collide like this. Okay, I should have drawn a better diagram. So let me just extend this. We'll pretend this is coinciding on this. Sometimes it's very sensitive. I'm not able to draw it on top of this. Okay, something like this. Okay, right? So erase the extra here. So this is 9, 5. 9, 5. Okay, so now all we have to do is find the area of this entire figure, right? Which means we just have to find, just 1 second. Okay, so this is 6, 5. This is 9, 5. Let's find this intersection point here. So all we have to do is, so this is 9, 1. So this is 6, 5. So multiple ways to do it. So 6, 5 to 9, 1. What is the slope? The slope is 1 - 5 by 9 - 6, which is -4 by 3. -4 by 3. Are you guys with me? The slope. Okay, so the equation of the line is y equals mx plus c, right? So y equals -4x -4 by 3 x plus c. Okay, plus c. Okay, and we can Okay, so we can find out that very easily, right? We can just have to just find the ratio. This, in fact, we don't even have to do this, right? This gap is 5 minus 1, which is 4. Okay, and this 4 is getting split in the ratio 2:1, right? 2:1. 6 to 8 is 2. Now 8 to 9 is 1. So when you split 4 in the ratio 2:1, so I just have to subtract 4 into 2/3 or add 4 into 1/3, which is 10 by 3. I guess you guys can figure it out, right? So this is 10 by 3. Approximately, can we just see? This is 1, this is 3 and 1/3, and this is 5. Yeah, makes sense, right? Not a difficult thing, right? I'm not going through the details of how to arrive at this intercept. And now once we do this, it's just twice the area of this triangle. So this triangle is half base into height. So half, what is the base? Base is, let's say 10 by 3 up here and then 3 down here. So 10 by 3 plus 3. So 10 by 3 plus 3 is the base, right? Am I doing some mistake? Probably. Oh, okay. All right. I made a mistake probably here. It's 10, 5. Okay, 10, 5. Okay, so this is 9, 1. So this is 5, 4, 1/3, 1. I just want to make sure if I'm doing some mistake or not. 1:2. This gap is 4. Third plus 1. 1 plus 4/3. Sorry, 1 plus 4/3 is 7/3. So this is 7 by 3. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. You guys just calculation. You guys can figure out. So 7 by 3 plus 3 becomes the base. So this is 0. I mean, this is on the reflection axis. So this is 7 by 3. 7 by 3 plus this 3 is 16 by 3, right? 16 by 3. So the base is 16 by 3, and the height is just whatever this gap is. This gap is 2, right? And then there are 2 such triangles. So times 2. Sorry, I didn't do a good job explaining this. I'll go over it one more time. So it's 32 by 3, which happens to be one of the choices. Okay. All we have to do is 2 things. Mark the points approximately, and then figure out whether the third point happens to be on the line or before the line or after the line. In this case, yes, frame the problem such that it's on the line itself, so that it's easy for us, right? And then finding out this coordinate is where I messed up a little bit, but you can find out using the y equal to minus 4 by 3x plus c, and then you can substitute one of the known points, 6, 5. If you substitute, you'll get your, let's do this. That way it's very clear. I don't want to rush through this. We are clear that the slope is minus 4 by 3, right? And let's substitute 6, 5 as the point on this one. So 5 equals minus 4 by 3 times x, which is 6, plus c. So the equation of this line is, so c is how much? Minus 8 plus 5, which is 13. So the equation of the line is y equal to minus 4 by 3x plus 13. Now we just have to put when x equal to 8, what is the value? When x equal to 8 is minus 32 by 3 plus 13. Why am I, what sort of silly mistake I'm doing? I'm not getting it. X is 8. X is 8. Oh no, it's fine. 13 times 3 is 39. 39 minus 2 is 39 minus 32 is this thing. So 7 by 3. The same 7 by 3 that I arrived at just by ratio can arrive at the point where it cuts the reflection axis. Sorry, that was a bit confusing, but it is easy to figure out only, right? It's not a very difficult thing for you guys to figure out. Are we all okay on this one? Can we move on, or do you want me to explain this a little bit more, or you're okay? Navya, you're okay?
So but how do you get 32 by 3?
Minus 32 by 3. I just, in this equation, I'm just putting x equal to 8, just to arrive at the point where it cuts the y-axis. Not y-axis, the reflection axis.
They've asked for the area of the union of the 2 triangles.
Area of the union is the entire portion, entire big
But
triangle.
I thought the union will just, oh, okay.
Union is not the sum, because there is a overlap area. So the outer profile is what we need. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was question 4. Okay, question 5. So 1 second, let me just make space here. Okay, so 0.00, he has given 4 points to form a quadrilateral. It's cut into equal area pieces by a line passing through A. Okay, I don't want to read this question. It's all in front of you only. Any attempts, any answers, guys? Arya, Navya, Veer. Did you guys not attempt because it looked daunting, or what was it?
So I drew the figure
I
and
tried this one, but I got lost somewhere in the middle. I'm not
Okay.
sure what happened.
Fine. Again, let's draw a rough diagram, x-axis, y-axis. Okay, so there are 4 points that are given. So 0, 0 is a point which is on the origin. 1, 2, roughly, right? 1, 2 is here. 3, 3 is somewhere here. 3, 3 is somewhere here, let's say, right? And then there's 4, 0, which is somewhere here. Okay, so there is this figure. So let the quadrilateral is from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, and then the base. So how is he labeling this? He's calling this as A, this as B, this as C, this is D. Okay, now he says there is a line passing through A that divides into equal area pieces, which means it divides into 2 equal parts, right? It's line passing through A. So roughly we can just say, we have to just draw any random line, something like, it doesn't have to be parallel to BC. In fact, let me draw it so that it does not look parallel to BC, or it's difficult to draw that way. Okay, fine. I'll just draw it like this. Okay, it's not parallel to BC or anything, some random line, and that cuts CD at a point, right? So he wants the coordinates of this particular point. Okay, now the area is given to be half, right, of this entire quadrilateral. Let's find the quadrilateral area. I'm not sure whether I told you this is an easy way to find area of any polygon. Okay, maybe I'll use this opportunity to tell this. So we can list out the coordinates in a cyclic or anti-cyclic order. Let's go in some order, A, B, C, D. Let's go in the same order. So 0, 0 is the first one. 1, 2 is the second one. 3, 3 is the third one. 4, 0 is the last one. And then you repeat the last one more time, 0, 0. Okay, and then there's a very easy way to find the area of any polygon. Okay, the way you do it is like a knitting type of thing, right? So I'll first explain and then just draw all of these. Find out all these products. What is 0 times 2 is 0. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. So the sum of all these products is 3 going in this direction. Let's go in the reverse direction and find the product. 1 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. And 0 times 0 is 0. So this product is 18. So you have 2 products, one going from top left to bottom right, other one bottom left to top right. You add all of these, you get 2 different sums. And then you just do the absolute sum between these two. Between 3 and 18, 18 is bigger. 18 minus 3 is 15. 15 by 2 is the area of this quadrilateral. Okay. There's a name for this one, I forget, but essentially you get the idea, right? Like a knitting, like a shoelace. Yeah, shoelace method. It's called the shoelace method. It looks like a shoelace. If we just put a shoe here, right? You can just imagine this is a shoelace, right? Which is why it's called a shoelace. Is this clear how we arrive at this? Okay, now 15 by 2 is the area of the entire quadrilateral. Now the triangle area has to be exactly half of that, which means 15 by 4 has to be the area of this triangle. But you know the base is how much? The base is 4. So this has to be half into base into height. The height has to be, now how much is the height? We can figure it out, right? So the height is 15 by 8. Height is 15 by 8. Okay, and roughly we have drawn it to scale. You can see this, right? This is 3, 3. 15 by 8 is approximately 2. So more or less, we have drawn a reasonable diagram. 15 by 8 is almost close to 2. If you get something like 25 by 8 with some silly mistake, you should doubt. The entire height of the quadrilateral itself is only 3. How can you get an answer which is more than that? So roughly for 15 by 8 makes sense. So this is 15 by 8. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the height is 15 by 8, which means R by S is 15 by 8. Now P by Q we can figure out, right? So P by Q, how do we figure out? We know the slope of the triangle of CD, we know. The slope of CD we know. Right? So this is C is 3, 3 and D is 4, 0. So what is the slope? Y2 minus Y1 by X2 minus X1. Are you guys all comfortable with this finding slope and all that, guys? Minus Veer, you're okay with finding the slope?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, right? So slope is minus 3. So let's substitute y equal to, I'll just do it here itself. So y equal to minus 3x plus c is the equation of this line, of the line CD. I'm talking about the line CD. Okay. Now let's substitute one of the points. It's easy to substitute 4, 0. So y is 0, which is equal to minus 12 plus c. So c is 12, which means what? This line, if I extend up here, it's going to intersect at 0, 12. That's what it means. So the c is 12, but all we need is the equation of the line. The equation of the line is y equal to minus 3x plus 12. And then we have to find an x for which the y value is known. The y value is 15 by 8 as we just figured out, right? Just erase here. 15 by 8 was the height. Therefore, we can back work. So 15 by 8 is the y value, is minus 3x plus 12. We can figure out the x value from here. So just a bit of a manipulation. So 3x equal to 12 minus 15 by 8. Let me know if I'm doing some silly mistake, guys. So 96 minus 15 is how much? 96 minus 15 is 81. 81 by 8 equal to 3x. So this is 27. So x is 27 by 8. That cannot be simplified further, right? So the point, so P by Q is 27 by 8. Let's roughly see if it makes sense. 27 by 8 is 3.5 roughly. And roughly we have drawn it to scale. It makes sense. The entire thing is 4. It's almost close to 4. So it's very roughly, it makes sense. 17 by 8, comma, what is the y coordinate? I forgot. 15 by 8. This is the simplified form, right? These fractions are in the lowest terms. Now, all he's asking is sum of all these numbers, so that only if you actually solve the problem, you'll be able to answer this, right? No guessing possible. So 27 plus 8 is 35, 50, 58. Thankfully, that's one of the choices. Otherwise, I would have had to see where the silly mistake was. Fairly easy problem in the sense, I'm saying it's easy, but doable. The only thing you should know is area of this quadrilateral. That's the only missing piece that you probably didn't know. Or any area of any polygon, you can use this method. So for example, let me just quickly do another question, right? Let's say a polygon, you have the sides as 1, 2, 3, minus 5, 4, 0. Let me not introduce 0. Let's say 4, minus 1 and 5, 2. Can you guys all work out the area of this quadrilateral? Find out the area of this quadrilateral. Okay, I don't want 5, 2. I don't want to repeat the number. Let's say 5, 3. Okay, find the area of this quadrilateral, guys. A, B, C, D are these. I'll also do it on the side. You have to repeat the first one again once more. Don't forget that. If you're not sure, you can look at the board. Okay, I'm getting the area to be 15. Let me know if you guys get the same number, or if I see You got 15 as
Yeah,
well, Navya?
I got the same as.
Okay. Does it make sense, this practice? Okay. So that's how you find the area of any, and it can be for a pentagon, hexagon, it'll be very handy. Even for a triangle, you can use this and check. Okay. Let me see. I want to skip the next one. It's a 3D problem. It's a little on the harder side. I'm also not well. I'm just thinking maybe I'll just do one simple problem, maybe. Let's do question 9. That's relatively easy. Let's skip a couple of questions. Let's go to, we'll come back to this. Let's do question 9. Wire is cut into 2 pieces. What is the ratio of A by B? Any answers, guys?
Yes, I got B, √6/2.
Root 6/2. Okay. Anyone agree or disagree with him?
Yeah, I
Same
got
here.
the same.
Okay. Suhani, you said you got the same? Okay. Who else was that? I heard 2 voices.
Yeah, that was me.
Arab. Okay. All right. Let's quickly do it. What about Arya, Navya? You guys didn't get this one?
I wasn't able to attempt this one because I had tests this week.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's first, if you have an equilateral triangle, so the 2 things, right? One equilateral triangle whose perimeter is A. So this is the perimeter with A. And then have a hexagon with a perimeter of B. Hexagon with a perimeter of B. Okay, so first, what is the area of an equilateral triangle? √3/4. Area or what is this? Yes.
So I need to leave. I have another
That's
class.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, Darshan. Okay. So
Thank
the
you.
area of an equilateral triangle is √3/4 into side square, and the side is A/3. Right? Side is A/3. So this is the area of equilateral triangle. 3/4 into side square. That has to be equal to the area of a hexagon. This hexagon is nothing but 6 equilateral triangles. Each of them, so each of these sides is B/6, right? Because the entire perimeter is B/6. So you have 6 equilateral triangles sorry, Arav, you had a doubt? You had a question?
Oh, sorry, so I also have to leave right now.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll wind up in 2 minutes. Whoever has to leave, it's fine. You can watch the recording. So there are 6 hexagons, sorry, 6 triangles. Each is an equilateral triangle, therefore √3/4 into side square, and each side is B/6. Okay, and that's it. Rest is just manipulation. Okay, let's see whether the simplification gives the same answer as what we got. Okay, first of all, √3/4 can cancel it off. So I have A square by 9 equal to 6 times B square by 36. So he wants A by B. So let's write A square by B square. Therefore is how much? A square by B square is 9/6, which is 3/2. Is it? Yeah, 3/2, which means A by B is √3/√2. I was wondering why that is not an answer, because he has given it a different way. He does not want root in the denominator. Therefore, it's √6/2. Well done, Veer. Yeah, and others also who got this answer. Okay, makes sense? All right, let's stop here for today, like 5 minutes before usual time. Okay, we'll continue with the rest of the classes, the rest of these things. I'll be giving the homework this time a bit late, maybe around by midweek or so. Even last week, I think I did that. But yeah, keep working, finish up all the backlogs that you might have, or go through the tough questions again once more, do them again. Okay, chalo, bye, see you.
Bye, sir.